All right. I'm back. Hi. It's been a while. It's been about like 2 weeks now. I haven't put out a video. Almost 3 weeks. And I just like to say big up to my Blues fans, Chelsea fans, Chelsea supporters. Enough respect. Keep hanging in there because we know what is going on with the team. So keep hanging in there. All right. All the other Premier League fans, supporters, Man United, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, Liverpool, Manchester City, Arsenal, the whole works. Alright, you guys, big up yourself. Happy Easter to you all too. If you celebrate Easter, if that's your part of your thing, then enough respect to you. Happy Easter. Alright? Yeah, so I'm back with my video about Chelsea. And I'm disappointed. And disappointed is just a light word. I'm very disappointed in the way Chelsea is playing right now. The inconsistency is very. I'm trying to find out the right word for the inconsistencies, and there's no excuse. I'm the one that I didn't advocate for firing the coach because I said, give him time. That's his first step. But he's kind of changing my thought right now concerning firing Pochettino. He's changing my thoughts because this team has no leadership, has no real leadership in terms of players that will say, guys, come on, we're not doing our work, we're not playing good. Let's step it up and take the game to the team. Take the game to the team and let's win that game. We're in front, let's stay in front. All means possible. Right? We're not seeing that. This team is lacking big time when leadership is concerned. Big time. How a team as Burnley, my God, a team as Burnley, how can you go in front in Stamford Bridge with a team as Burnley who's struggling in the bottom of the table, last team in the table, one player less. You play them with 10 men and still draw the game? Nah, that is unacceptable. It's unacceptable, Chelsea. It's unacceptable. And I just can't understand it. And I think that game yesterday is the nail in the coffin for Pochettino. Because he's the coach. Everything that's going on in the field reflects on him. And it's not a case of the players not playing for him. The players are playing for him because it don't seem like the players dung tools. It don't seem so. The players are playing, but he's not installing a we against them attitude in the team. Right? I get the feelings. Because we almost to the end of the season. So I get the feelings that he's scared of screaming or going off on players in the dressing room because he's scared that he might lose the dressing room. Who knows? That may not be his style of management, where he's picking up players in the dressing room and give them a dress down, as so-called dress down, like what they say Ferguson used to give players. It doesn't seem that's his style, but that wouldn't work in Chelsea. If that's not his style, that wouldn't work in Chelsea. You have to, as a coach, you have to have grit. You got to not call them out in the public, like what Mourinho and other coaches and Antonio Conte and them did. That's their style, but probably that's not his style. But give them a dress down in the dressing room. Let them know that whatever they did on the field is not acceptable. It's not acceptable, and he seems to be so cool and calm with those players. So these players and them no improvement. Nobody. The only person that's growing as a leader in terms of his performance is Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer. Gusto is coming into his own. Enzo Fernandez, who they pay 100 and something million, he's, where leadership is concerned, he has none of that, none whatsoever. I haven't seen it. He's a year and months in Chelsea, and haven't seen nothing in Enzo Fernandez that warrant that 100 and something million dollars and that all hype around him. Nothing. He's not making. Caicedo is cost more than him too. Caicedo is making more tackles than him, and he's not scoring much goals neither. So I don't know, and then not assists neither. So I don't know what his role on the team, right? These guys and them need to step up, and personally I think that yesterday game, that draw yesterday game, that's the nail in the coffin for Pochettino. At the end of the season, I think he's gone. He's gone because he seems to be a little, in my view, he seems to be a little too soft with those players on him. Right? He take a stand with Silva by leaving him on the bench after that situation with Silva wife make the comment. Right? He seems to keep Silva on the bench. He probably had a back and forth, he and Silva, and he decided, you know what, you're hitting 40. Yes, you're playing good, but you're taking up a space of a young player that could get experience, and I'm gonna leave you on the bench and let this season wind down with you on the bench. Take a stand in that. But how that helping Chelsea too? Not helping Chelsea, right? Chelsea players is a mediocre. You have all these so-called stars on Chelsea, all these expensive players, and playing like a bottom. Not even you see Chelsea. You could see the way I know 11th, and you're playing as like a 11th place team, or maybe lower than 11th at the moment. That is unacceptable, man. At least fight for something. The two are the most inconsistent team gonna be playing next on Thursday, which is Manchester United. The Manchester United is another team that is inconsistent too. On their best day, they could beat anybody. They got star players too. On the best day, they could beat anybody. Similar like Chelsea. On the best day, they could beat anybody. But these two teams are so inconsistent. They will give you a good game now. Next game, they lose or they draw. And the performance is so mediocre. Nah, that is not acceptable. I think I had enough with Pochettino and that. I didn't want him to get fired. I mean, he's not fired yet, but I say, okay, give him another season to see, how things will go next season, and then you make the decision. But I think that game yesterday with that draw, I think that's the nail in the coffin. And we cannot keep blaming. We can't keep blaming the owners. They already made the decision. He had a team that he had to play, right? And all these injuries too is not helping him as a coach. Is not helping him, but at least instill that grit in the team. You instill a grit in the team. Yes, some of your a lot of your players, a lot of your good players, so-called good players, are injured, and that's our next issue too with me again too. The Chelsea medical team, they need to be fired. Each and every one of them need to be fired and get new people in, because I don't understand how you could have players coming back. You claim players to play, come back, and they play one game or two games and then back on the injury list. Something is not right in there. The Chelsea hierarchies need to fire the whole medical team too at the end of the season and get new people in, because they seems to don't know what they are doing. They clear Nkunku twice. Now Nkunku season is finished. They cleared Reece James all in this season. Guess what? He's back on the injured list for about 3 months now. Ben Chilwell, same thing. Guess what? Chukwuemeka, same thing. Guess what? Lavia, same thing. Guess what? Back on the injured list. You got 5 or 6 players that declared earlier in the season or mid-season or where part in the season, and then they're back on the injured list after playing 1 or 2 games. How that is possible? That never used to happen before. Jesse had injury crisis before, but that never happened where players coming in, playing 1 game, 2 games, and then back on the injured list. Never. Yeah, never happened. So besides Pochettino, in my view, if Pochettino get fired at the end of the season, the medical staff, the physios and so on need to get fired too, because they don't know what they are doing with the players. They don't know what they are doing, and it's evidence. It's clear to see that they don't know, because look the situation with the amount of injuries Chelsea have. And we're talking about the owners buy all these players. But it's a good thing they bought all these players, because if they didn't buy all these players, you look what happened, right? No, you have to call Pochettino to call players from the under 20s from the academy to sit on the bench. I mean, every team does that when they're in injury crisis. But Chelsea has about 6 so-called top players that they have on the bench. And Nkunku season done, Lavia season done. If me was them, I wouldn't even bother to bring back Reece James. I let him sit out the rest of the season, because he only about 9 games to go. And there's another guy, I can't pronounce his last name. He been out for a while too. And then you have Fofana look like he's not gonna come back for the season. He look like he's gonna start fresh next season, and he's a defender. So what are we doing, right? So it's a whole bunch of things that start from the top, with the owners in the beginning, in the last year and a half, with the owners, the kind of decision that they make, come right down from the head. They say when fish is spoiling, it's spoiled from the head first. That's a perfect example of Chelsea. So you start from the head, come right down to the medical team. A set of mistakes and things that they don't have a clue what some of them don't have a clue what they're doing. And there's a reason for me to say that, because I've supported Chelsea for about 20 years. 20 years I've been supporting Chelsea, and I've seen everything go on with Chelsea. I've never seen a situation like that, where injuries especially, and the way the team, inconsistencies with the team, right? Yeah, the owners make a big blunder by buying all I don't know what was they thinking, or what is they thinking, and if they think that you could just buy all these expensive players and everything gonna be good. No. And I said that in the last year and early in the season. I said Chelsea, all these young players Chelsea is buying, Chelsea gonna be, is like a 2-year project. After 1 year, but a 2-year project, you're gonna see Chelsea at the top of the league, maybe challenging for trophies again. Right? I say that, but the way things going now, you should have seen like a progression. In this season, you should have seen a progression with where the team is going and how players are improving and coming together. But they haven't seen that. So I don't know what to say again about Chelsea. It's I'm trying to find good words, but I don't want to be disrespectful, but nah. It's unacceptable to the highs, right? And I'm not sure if, well, My video is already on YouTube. So, I'm not sure if the owners go through Chelsea videos or whatever. If they bounce up and the players bounce up on the video, please, if you're buying new players in the end of the season, please buy experienced player. Buy 2 or 3 experienced player, a defender, a midfielder, and a striker. Right? Buy experienced players, 25, 26, 27, who played at the highest. And there are players out there. It may not be in England. It may not be in England. It might be in another country. But buy players that, and leaders too. Players with grit. Players will fight for the team. We haven't had that. We have a bunch of well-paid players that is not showing no grit, not showing no personality. Only Palmer. Palmer is the only one. Gusto, I say Gusto is coming. So I don't want to be repeating myself. But yeah. So if you love your English Premier League squad team, big up your whole self, and keep enjoying the Premier League, one of the best league in the world. Right? So Thursday we're gonna be playing Manchester United. Two of the most inconsistent teams. So this one gonna be interesting. Right? And we're playing in Stamford Bridge. So hopefully we could win that game. You know, when Manchester United playing us, they just come good. So hopefully we could beat Manchester United and try to pick up some points and move up the table. But that game wouldn't be easy, right? There's a Manchester United player that I like too. That Meno, that a young kid in the midfield. This guy gonna be a star. He's developing as a star for Manchester United. Hopefully he can stay in Manchester United and blossom. Right? So see you after the game on Thursday, my next video. Be safe. And if you have situation, deal with it properly. Don't take matters into your own unless it is necessary. Right? So if you failure is not an option. If you're failing one thing, start over. Right? Most of the most successful people in the world fail at one point in the journey, in their life, whether it's business, whether it's education, whatever. And perseverance, and stick to it and go through. All right? See you soon. Later.